Now, we've all been in love, and we've all fallen out of love. Thankfully, we haven't all died because of love. But Romeo and Juliet, like the rest of us, are in a losing race against time. And the second sonnet in the collection deals with that very issue, that rather bad deal that we all have to cope with as human beings. Here, we focus on a different stage of a man's life. The poem is projected into middle age, warning a young person of what inevitably is to come. When 40 winters shall besiege thy brow, and dig deep trenches in thy beauty's field, thy youth's proud livery so gazed on now will be a tattered weed, of small worth held. Then, being asked where all thy beauty lies, where all the treasure of thy lusty days, to say with thine own deep sunken eyes were an all-eating shame and thriftless praise. How much more praise deserve thy beauty's use, if thou couldst answer, this fair child of mine shall some my count and make my old excuse, proving his beauty by succession thine. This were to be new made when thou art old, and see thy blood warm when thou feelst it cold. It is an extraordinary poem. In one sense, it doesn't tell us anything new. It's a sort of memento mori. It reminds us of our own mortality. It's a question of when, not if, we will grow old. And words such as besiege, trenches, and field show us it's a battle, but not one we are ever likely to win. It is the battle against time. Beauty is something that lies, a favourite pun of Shakespeare's. To lie, but also to tell a lie, of course. The last rhyme in the poem, old and cold, points us to our inevitable ending. But there is warm blood at work too, the blood of our children. And that depicts a love absolute, one which cannot be bettered by love for anyone else. Love is a possession, and it's something which immortalizes us, which at least partly, at least momentarily, at least for a bit, seems to defeat the inevitable and overpowering enemy, time. The landscape Shakespeare uses is one of war, and it is a war we doggedly fight, knowing we cannot possibly fully win it. The trenches that Shakespeare mentions are lines, like his own lines in the sonnet, and he uses that pun often. They leave a deep mark. They're wrinkles too. So the contour of human existence is one that is defined by decay. Gone are the ornaments of youth. He uses the word untrimmed in another sonnet to signify just that. All seems lost until we realize that we too, like the poet himself, can be creators. We can create other humans, start life anew, reaffirm the childhood of the world, a new beginning. And so, if youth is a lie, whose livery is bound to be tattered in the end, new blood, warm blood, loving blood will flow. It is a wonderfully life-affirming piece, probably written, as quite a few of the poems whose purpose is to convince a young man to marry, for Henry Wriothesley, the Earl of Southampton. But the purpose, as ever, goes beyond the specific. Now, the poet wants us to believe in a kind of immortality, and that is within our reach. Our progeny ensures it, and so does literature itself.